thrilled and excited to reach this wonderful milestone number of 200 episode. This podcast is simply like a shining, blooming lotus coming out of my effortful and tremendously managed chaos. It is both my innovation and my adventure. A few poetic lines, stone by stone, I built a tower that I'd call my own. Years passed by 4, hammered away, toiled and toiled. Shimmering and shining are my skills honed. I'm too grateful for the acknowledgement adorned. Dear listeners, you are the stars of this show. Gratitude, promises, and best wishes bouquet designed from my deepest heart score is all I have to offer to all of you on this 200th episode. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. When I started this podcast, I was super convinced it was the right thing for me. I was very much sure it was just like a calling for me. Though I was nervous and scared, but I was very much determined and interested in my efforts. And now to share with all of you, I have some wonderful feedbacks from our seniors in the stream pharmacology. So, first of all, let's listen to them.
First and foremost, the wishes are shared by Dr. Vikash Medhi. He is the Professor, Department of Pharmacology, PGI MER, Chandigarh. He is Editor-in-Chief, Indian Journal of Pharmacology, and also Editor-in-Chief, International Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Nanotechnology, and PGIMR Drug Bulletin.
Hello, Namaskar. I am Dr. Pinaki Chakraborty, Professor and Head of the Department of Pharmacology from Tejpur Medical College, Assam, India. And it's been a pleasure listening to the podcasts of Dr. Radhika Vijay. Now, over last 3 decades, I have been teaching pharmacology. So whoever is listening, so please respect the medicines and drugs. Actually, nothing comes free in the world. If you agree that this information by whatever the source is somehow influencing our mindset. So if we have access to free service for anything, especially drugs, then the risks are high. So each ill do not make it necessary to take a pill, and any drug, which I say always, which has no side effect, neither has any effect either. So what I am trying to say that almost all the drugs which are effective will have some adverse drug reactions. We have to act responsibly, and the effect of the drug on our environment is also a part of our responsibility. What I have learned from Dr. Radhika podcasts, she has been very influencer talker, and she very lucidly explains everything. And this knowledge, which is essential to the medical and nursing, dental, paramedical students, are also helping people who are into teaching and who are lifelong learners. So this podcast is Pharmacology Difficult, has been very well accepted, and we are thankful that she has come with this kind of an idea, and the technology has advantages, and she has taken the best out of whatever is available as of today. But these podcasts are mixed informations, and we have to actually take whatever is needed for us. Why I am saying that by listening to informations, whatever, sometimes what we say is that little knowledge may be dangerous. So always we have to have that in mind and don't have to take unnecessary risks. So please act wisely, and I wish this podcast channel grows higher and reaches more listeners. So is pharmacology difficult? I will end that if we study well, and as a teacher for undergraduate as well as for postgraduate students, so the onus is on us, the teachers. The subject is same and the teacher matters. So is pharmacology difficult? I would say no. We have the responsibility to make the pharmacology subject as interesting as any other subjects available in the world. And for the students, these podcasts would be very helpful because they can listen at any time, at any place, at their own convenience. So this kind of technological tools has to be optimized, and we need to be innovative. I congratulate Dr. Radhika Vijay, and I wish that this podcast includes much more interesting topics in the times to come. Thank you. I am Dr. Pinaki Chakraborty, Professor and Head of the Department of Pharmacology from Tejpur Medical College, Assam, India. Namaskar.
Hello, this is Dr. Pratpal Singh Matreja, Vice Principal, Professor and Head, Department of Pharmacology at Radhika Medical College and Research Center. It was by chance that I came across Dr. Radhika Vijay's podcast, and I showed an interest in it, and I believe it is a unique, innovative way for teaching pharmacology. Pharmacology as such is such a unique subject that things tend to change drastically within few moments, and it is very difficult for our students to remember some things that are there. So any unique innovation that helps in understanding pharmacology is always a welcome step. And Dr. Radhika Vijay ma'am has done an excellent job in this particular podcast. She has delineated almost all the aspects of serotonin receptors and the drugs acting on the serotonin receptors. Plus, going with the trends, I believe this is one particular aspect that everyone looks forward to. People, the students, the young Gen or the Gen X that we call upon, or the Gen Z that we call upon, they want some new and innovative techniques to learn pharmacology. And I believe this is one of the best methods that could be used as a method to inculcate and understand and remember pharmacology for these students. So it's a brilliant job done by ma'am, and I wish her all the very best for her future endeavor. And I hope sincerely that we keep getting some more podcasts, and obviously I am definitely subscribing to it, and I'll be looking forward for the podcasts that have been deliberately given or that are being delivered by ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this particular aspect. Thank you.
So I want to thank everyone for the kind and the wonderful words, and they have made it a point to participate in this wonderful celebration of 200 episodes. A heartfelt gratitude and a great vote of thanks to everyone who have made this episode a wonderful success. After the wonderful feedback, it's the time for some global statistics of the podcast. The podcast is more than 4 years old. The total episodes published are 200. As you all know, we are celebrating the 200th episode. The downloads are 12.5k plus, and the maximum downloads, now I want to give a shout out to the maximum listeners, and the downloads are from USA, followed by India, followed by UK, and then Australia, and then Germany, and the list is long. Among the cities, the maximum downloads have been seen from Ashburn, Virginia, Los Angeles, California, Accra region, Frankfurt, Erbil, and Lagos. In India, the maximum downloads have been seen from Jaipur, Pune, and Bangalore. So big thanks and a shout out to all the listeners and the wonderful people who have been supporting the podcast. Thank you so much. Well, the most loved episodes were from my pharmacology crash course ANS series. Yeah, they have had the maximum downloads and the listeners throughout the globe. And followed by it was my serotonin episodes. They were also loved by many people and were downloaded a lot. So thank you so much for supporting this. So now we'll be winding up this session, this 200 episode celebration. I would just like to say in the end, if you're listening for the first time, please subscribe this podcast, whatever platform you are consuming this episode, and at the same time, stay tuned. So, if you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and share. At the same time, stay tuned. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. Thank you.